Hey all, well, I got a little unboxing for you here and a couple of email stories I want to tell you about customer service, a new product I stumbled on to see if it works out for me. What else? Oh yeah, and a bizarre story. I want to tell you what happened to me a couple days ago. But let's open this up. I've unpackaged it. It had brown paper completely covered in tape on the outside of this. I took that off and I cut this seam. I have not opened it. I waited until I got the camera on and everything so you and I can see this together. So here we go. We'll start with the neck. I've always wanted one of these. Never could afford one. Of course, this isn't going to be the real thing, but I'm hoping to make this into a rocker. But here's the neck. It looks like a rosewood fretboard. It's got binding on it. It's a glue in. It's a black nut. I can't tell if that's plastic or bone. I'll have to check into that, but I think it's plastic. But I have a nice black bone nut that'll go right in there. That's a headstock. Looks like it's maple. But as you can see, it's a base neck. Alright, check out the body. Oh, it's feather light, man. Wow. There she is. Can you see it? It's the Hofner style violin bass, hollow body. And man, that thing is light. Let's put that on a scale and see what it weighs. It can't weigh much. I gotta get my glasses on. I can't see. Alright. Where should I hook this little light son of a gun? Alright. Oh, can you guys see that? 1.125 pounds. That is light. That's lighter than that, well, there's the pick guard down in the bottom there. Lighter than that Hurley body I got. Of course, this is completely hollow. That looks like, yeah, it's a veneer top too. Or wait a minute, no. Yeah, I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like maybe it is veneer, but kind of has like a plywood look for the whole top. I think that's maple. That definitely needs to be sanded. Yeah, need to be sanded. I have no idea how I'm going to finish this yet. There's something on there. It's coming off. I always wanted one of these, and now I'm going to have one. Like I said, it's not going to be the real thing, but we'll turn it into something the best we can do. It's just going to be a little while before I get to this one. I got so much stuff I need to finish up. I should get everything out and show you guys. I know I keep telling you, but just show you what I got going on here. A lot of work to be done. A lot of fun times. Alright, I'm just going to move this out of the way for now. Hang on a minute. Let me get this out of our way. Okay, before I forget, I wanted to show you this product that I stumbled on. You know, I told you about that black guitar, how I put the 2K on it, and I've got a spot that needs to be repaired, and you can't spray 1K on 2K and all that stuff. Well, my buddy Charlie Gabaldon, sent me a picture of this. He had bought the wrong product. He wanted to clear coat a headstock that he put a decal on. He sent me this picture and asked me if he bought the wrong product, and I looked at it and I'd never seen this before. So if you've ever bought anything for Spraymax, they don't give you any directions on the can. So I looked this stuff up, and supposedly it's 1K spot blender. Supposedly I can spray this on 2K to blend in the two 1K and 2K coats. But after reading about it, you're supposed to do it when the clear coat is fresh on there. But I'm going to try it anyway to see if this stuff works. I mean, the spot has to be repaired. If this doesn't work, well, I'll just sand it off, you know, and wait till I open up the 2K like I was originally going to do. But I'll let you guys know if this stuff works. If it does, man, this is a game changer with that 2K, because this will make it so much easier to repair that stuff. But that's it on that. I was going to tell you guys a story about some emails I got. Hang on just a second here. I'm going to grab a couple more guitars. Yeah, I'm going to pause this. This is going to take me just a second here. Alright, y'all. I got so much work to do here, man. Well, to me it's not really work, but I got so much stuff to do. This Beck's gear, you know, I told you guys I wasn't really happy with this finish, but it's going to be this way. And I made a boo-boo on this, a mistake that I learned from. When I was putting this True Oil on, I taped off the edges of this guitar so I wouldn't get any True Oil down in there. Well, guess what? The True Oil leaked down in there anyway. So I'm going to have to refinish the edges of this guitar. The back's fine, but lesson learned. If you're doing something like this, next time I will not tape up the sides. I'll put the True Oil on and wipe this off as I go. I didn't know that True Oil was leaking down in there. And I started scraping on it. I got some of it off, but you can see it's just a mess now. But that's what's going on with this one, so I'll get to it. I don't know when. And this one's an old one back. I don't even know if you guys remember, but this was that Leo James kit originally that I routed out and all that. Anyway, this is that one of the guitars that I used enamel on. And I can see I plugged these bridge holes. Yeah, that bridge had to be moved. I never did finish that, but I'm going to refinish this guitar. I just cannot live with this enamel paint, man. It's just, and like I told you before, I think I may have caused a lot of the issues from water getting into it when I was wet sanding it. That's this one needs to get done. So you've seen the bass, you know about the Harley guitar, you know about the black one, the Beck's, this old Strat. I don't even know if I've ever shown you this. This is that Jaguar body I haven't started on. I've had this thing for about a year now. So I need to get on that. It looks, I don't even remember what I've done, but this was one of the bitches I had about it right here. This looks like this was repaired before it came to me, but it's going to be under the pickguard. I can live with it. And it looks like I've marked pickguard holes, so I don't remember what I've done. But anyway, this will be coming up here before too long. I should get on this one when I get these others finished. Is what I should do. But we'll see. I do remember I ordered parts for this. This came, you know, if you've ever seen a Jaguar, it's got all these switches and stuff. I don't even know what they're all supposed to do. And up in here, is supposed to have two potentiometers that have rolling wheels on it to adjust them. And this particular company I got this from, they sent switches for up here. So and also all the covers and everything were made out of plastic, mirrored plastic. And I've ordered, or I've gotten metal, chrome, mirrored like covers that go on this. And the potentiometers go up in there. I think that'll have to be routed out more. I don't know. I may end up just putting the switches in. I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm going to wire this guitar. You know, these Jaguars has a very complicated wiring system. And I'm not looking to make this thing sound like what a Jaguar is supposed to sound like. You know, I'm not looking to make a Kurt Cobain guitar or anything, but we'll see. You know, we'll wire it up the best way I know how. I don't want to dig out all the necks and stuff for these guitars. I was going to tell you, the email we had talked about from StewMac, you know, a couple of guys said that they thought that was a fraudulent email. Well, it's not. It came from StewMac. And they have finally gotten back to me. A gentleman by the name of Matt from StewMac, very nice man. But he explained to me that it was a total mistake. They had gotten a list of some of us guys, and it was all a mistake. You know, he apologized to me, was very kind about it, and I emailed him back and told him I understood, because, you know, I don't know if you guys remember, I told you a story about me emailing StewMac at one point over a guitar that I had taken the wrong measurements on and was blaming them, and when I figured out it wasn't them, it was me that made the mistake, I apologized to him. So I told him about that, and I understood, and he emailed back again and told me the next time I order from StewMac to contact him first, and he would cut me a deal. So I'm pretty happy with StewMac's customer service response on all that confusing email that a lot of us got, and I accepted their apology. And you know, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, if you make a mistake, own up to it and take care of it. You know, apologize to whoever you wronged. But enough with that one. So the Geiger email I sent out, you know, I told you I'd sent several emails through Geiger's site, got no response. Ted gave me an email address to a young lady by the name of Sheila, and I contacted her. She was very helpful right off the bat, said she would help me, and wanted a SKU number from Amazon, and I've told you that story. I couldn't get a SKU number. I let her know that, and I have not heard back from her since. So I sent her another email asking her if she'd heard any updates. I never got any response. I sent her another email and was saying, you know, come on, man, help me out here. At least let me know what's going on. No response. Now I got to thinking about this, you know. There's things that come up in people's lives. What if this lady that's on the other end of these emails is on vacation, or if something happened to her or her family, or, you know, just a number of things that could have gone on. So I emailed her back. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and order another boat for that Harley guitar. And if she gets back to me, fine. If she doesn't, it's fine. I'm not going to hold it against Geiger. I like Geiger parts. I'll continue to use them. But, you know, it's just not that big a deal. I've already looked. If I wanted to bite the bullet and buy that kit again with all those rings and stuff, I can't do that anyway because it's no longer for sale. So I doubt if she's going to be able to do anything about that anyway, other than try to refund money or something like that. I'm not interested in that. I mean, I broke the thing. You know, I mean, they're partially responsible for not having the hole punched out big enough for a jack, but mainly my fault. Alright, now I got a story for you guys, man. You're not going to believe this shit. This happened a couple days ago. I've got an old pickup truck in my driveway that I have not driven in 4 years. And it's a good truck. I keep it plated and insured in case I want to drive it. But I just haven't. So I got a guy that comes down here and does landscape work for me. Excuse me. And he'd cut down trims a couple trees, cut some brush down stuff, and I told him to throw it in the back of my truck. And what I do, I've done this before, every week for a couple weeks, I'll stuff a bunch of those limbs in my trash can when I set the trash out. So I did that, and did it once last week, and then this week, believe it or not, there was still a lot in that truck, and I was able to get it all in that trash can and get it to the road. So you know the story on the brush. Well, one morning, a couple days ago, I'd slept in. It was about 9 o'clock. I was still asleep. I heard the doorbell, and then I heard someone pounding on my door. I mean, not knocking, pounding. So I go to the door. There's this guy out there, and he says, first thing he says to me, "Have you been driving that truck around on my property and dumping stuff?" You know, I'm just waking up. I look at the guy. I said, "Pal, that truck has not moved in 4 years." He's... "Oh, yes, it has. I've got cameras back there. I've got pictures of you driving on my property, dumping stuff." I said, "Look, dude, man," I said, "I'm telling you, that truck has not moved in 4 years. And just back and forth, you know." And he's, you know, I live in like a little suburb, little neighborhood, you know. He's pointing down the street towards a dead end where his property is supposedly at. He cannot live in this neighborhood because there's no yard out here big enough for a truck to drive around in. Just small little cracker box houses, you know. But he said, "I see the leaves in the back of your truck. I just emptied that truck the night before." So I'm thinking, when he says that, well, the trash guy has already picked up that trash can. He must not have seen all those branches in that trash can. Well, we argue a little more. He says he's going to call the cops on me. And I immediately told him to get the F off my property and don't come back unless you bring the police with you. So that was the end of that. I got to thinking. I went outside, and those branches and stuff were still in that trash can. He walked right by them, saw leaves in the back of my truck, and couldn't make the connection. Man, there's some strange people out there, I'm telling you. I just thought you guys might get a laugh out of that story. But we'll get on these guitars, man. That Harley guitar, I ran into another little small problem, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll show you that when I get it back on the workbench here. I did get all the strings on it and everything, and it's not buzzing anywhere or anything, but it still needs some work. So I'll get that back out here and get that done. I'll show you when that happens. Other than that, that's about it. Yeah, that's it. Y'all take care.